session for clients. I'm going to be sharing psychic wisdom and energy healing. If any of you are interested in exploring a session with me, please come visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. All right, I cannot wait to see what comes up in your session. So this is about runes. I'm going to read your goals and then I'm going to get started here. Okay. So you say, I would like to know more about my relationship with a specific rune that's come up. Okay. It's in the shape of our letter M and stands for horse. I'd like to know what you see in this rune in relation to myself. Can't wait to see what comes to you. Okay. It's vibrationally deep. Like really deep. It's so deep that, I mean, I don't even know how to describe how deep it takes me. It takes me so deep, it could put my human self to sleep, okay? But it's not tiring. Sometimes deep is like weighing me down and putting me to sleep because it's so heavy. But this deep is a deep place because it has depth. And depth then is interesting. But the deep place that it takes me is it's interesting, has depth, but it's uniquely deep that it could also put me to sleep because my whole body just wants to just pass out. Okay. Also, I want to show you something. So this was a few years ago, probably I think it was in like 2015 or 2016. I bought a bag of runes. It's probably on Amazon or something, but so I found the bag of runes and I found this letter M. And so I looked up a little bit. It represents the letter E in rune language. But it's in the letter M. Okay, so here it is. Okay. And I'm just going to just chill out. Let's just take some time here to really take this in for a minute. In connection with your energy, in connection with what I'm picking up on the depth. This is going to be really cool. Thank you so much for the opportunity to connect with you and explore this with you and to share with everybody. It's going to be really great. Okay. Okay. Relax and get started here. I'm just going to continue to feel about it right now. Because feeling about it is saying a lot more than language can speak. As I feel about it, I feel like I'm transforming into water and I feel like I'm going downward. And I'm water that's kind of running down the side of a wall. It's not like perfectly pouring through a tube. It's like kind of expanded out, and it's just like streams of water that are kind of going down a wall. My guides are just saying, it's kind of like feel with it for a bit, and then I'll have some information for you. Makes me feel emotional. Feels like a lost part of yourself. Feels like you're trying to, let's say there's a lost part of yourself in an extremely deep place and you need some support in order to access it. And so here I am to help you. It's in a very deep place. It's like you're trying to bring back a part of yourself back to yourself. And this M here is guiding you in that direction, okay? I do see a horse. Actually, I see a brown horse here. It's really classic looking. It's not facing me. It's actually looking towards the west, okay? That's the direction that it's in. It's facing the west. It's I don't know if it's got a lot of flies or something, but its tail's starting to swirl back and forth and it's kicking its leg up and it's like kicking its leg under its body. Like it's trying to get a fly out of there. It's kind of acting a little bit goofy on the butt area. Okay. Okay. This was unexpected. I'm watching. There's so many things happening at the same time. The water is still running down. I still experience a deep place. I experience a part of yourself in a deep place. I'm watching the horse. The horse kind of make me laugh a little bit because it's so weird. This looking into the west, okay? Now, an unexpected event happens, and there's a kind of an angry type energy that's kind of coming off from, I guess you could say, the southeast, kind of coming from over here, and then it's coming and it's trying to get involved in the situation. Okay, it's trying to get involved. It wants to be messy. It wants to make messes. Your energy, believe it or not, is it's like when you put food in Tupperware container, make it seal real good. Nothing's gonna get in there, right? Nothing's gonna contaminate your food in the fridge or whatever. This energy is like trying to get under your lid and into your food and to rot your food. It's trying to rot your situation. But you have like a tight rubber seal and it's not able to really get into your situation. Okay. That's how I'm supposed to describe it and explain it. It's not able to get into your situation, but it's trying. And you are doing your part to just shield yourself from it and kind of, in a way, ignore it. Almost like dust it off or brush it off. Act like it is very insignificant, even though it's not. And it's loud and it's annoying. I mean, it really is annoying. I'm supposed to tell you this. I'm asking them, so what does this have to do with the rune now and your relationship with the rune? They're saying, okay, let's just keep going. Okay, let's find out some more stuff. So the depth, you could say, is a wise spiritual you. The flow of the water is something about the flow of water is important. It's not necessarily guiding you to the depth, but it has something to do with reaching a spiritual you that is deep. Now, this place with the horse and facing the west and what's coming out of the southeast is trying to get into your situation and through your container. That's more like the present. That's more like the earthbound today, okay? That's like today's world or something. Why aren't you facing that? Why is the horse not facing what's coming from the southeast? This is irritating, this energy. So we've got two sides of the story. One is this energy seems like maybe it's good to have the container to keep it out. But on another side, you need to be facing it more. You need to be facing it more. There is significance to it. You're not facing it. You're facing away from it. I'm going to pause because everything just went completely silent and weird right there. Like everything just went, whoa. In a weird way, like the candle just blew out and it was creepy. Like we're all at the seance table and then we're feeling something and then bam, the candles just blow out, no explainable reason. It's like, whoa, what? So everything just went silent for a moment in an unexpected way. And you can't make a change. You just can't make a change. You hear me, you say, okay, okay. So let's say you are this horse and you are trying to turn now to face this. You're actually open-minded. You're actually going to give it a try. But the energy isn't allowing you to. The energy isn't allowing you. The energy isn't allowing you to go deeper to access that other self either. In fact, this horse is stuck in position. It can't move. Obviously, it can kick its legs into its underbelly and get rid of flies, I guess, flick its tail around. Um, that's about all it can do. And then keep the Tupperware tightly sealed. Don't let anything in. Just tightly seal it. But what if the food, what if, like, okay, we have things tightly sealed. Excellent. Nothing is going to get in there. But after a while, the food goes bad. You need to open it, wash it out, and then the routine starts over again, right? So there's something here also about you need to let things in. You need to let things in. That surprises me because that energy wasn't particularly. That energy was just coming out of nowhere, and it seemed kind of like too much pepper. Too much pepper. That's the only way I can describe it. You are having a hard time turning. Why? Why? I'm actually gonna put you, the horse, on a rounded platform, and I'm gonna spin you like on a merry-go-round. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm a DJ. I'm like, wick, 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 wick. I'm like turning you, turning you to now face it. You can face it. Man, what do you have going on in your world? Because, okay, here's the next thing. A giant sword comes out of the sky, and it just comes straight down, and there's all these lightning bolts and banging noises, loud noises. And I see the scene is sort of, it represents four parts. And so, and it does represent direction. You are in the northwest position. Yeah, I mean, that's legit what it is. I mean, you are in the northwest quadrant. Let's see. There's nothing going on in the northeast quadrant. There's this other energy in the southeast. I guess you could say there's water dripping in the southwest, okay, quadrant. I can see that. But if you just look at what actually creates the cross sections, there's a line that creates the cross sections, right? And the line that goes straight south takes you to the deepest part of who you are. Super deep part of who you are. And I will say that because of these quadrants, everything is just really jammed up and stuck, and things are not flowing from one place to the other. Direction isn't flowing. You're stuck. And even to go further south or to go deeper, you can't access that other you. Everything is really jammed up and stuck. It's like, let's take 4 Lego pieces and stick them together and create kind of this situation. But then let's super glue them together. Then you'll never be able to take them apart. Ha, it's funny, right? It's like playing a little trick on you. So things energetically are stuck like this. Why is it that your journey is kind of, it's got a mysterious tone to it. It's got a lot of, it's not necessarily, we're working through it. We're working through making sense of it, identifying things. It's, what is the word? There's symbolisms. Symbolisms, I would say, is the right way to put it. What's the sword that comes down from the sky? What's the 4 quadrants? The northeast, southwest. To go south, to go deeper, the spirit self, the present. This energy from the southeast, you stuck at the horse kicking its underbelly, and the flies that just keep bothering you. You can't move. You can't turn. I'm putting you on a wheel, a circular wheel, in order to move you, in order to help you change direction in the way that you're facing, which direction you're facing. It has to be moved. You have to be moved. There's symbolisms. Like, what does this stuff mean exactly? What does it mean exactly? Okay. Let's see what comes next, all right? Another mysterious image. All right. I see a drummer boy, and it's kind of the percussion type drum, so snare drum makes that kind of noise, and so he's like a drummer boy with a snare drum, and it's good. It's good drumming, you know, good snare drumming, and it's got a marching band kind of effect to it. He's singled out. He's the only one of his kind. Is he marching to his own beat? Like, he is the drummer boy. He is the only drummer boy. He is the one and only drummer boy. And he's not necessarily marching by any means. He's not walking. He's just drumming. Okay. He's very consistent. He's very got the beat. Okay. And the beats don't change. He's got the beat down. He's very consistent. He's his own drummer boy. He's the only drummer boy of his kind. He can't change. He's not going to go outside. He's not going to go outside the beat. He's not going to turn the snare drum into the bongos or turn to saxophone or something. He's going to stick with what he knows, and he's going to stick with the rhythm of what he knows, and he's not going to make any changes. He's not even going to march forward. He's just going to stay the same. Stay the same. But in a way, this breaks his heart because he is in a fight with himself. It's almost like things have gone stagnant, and while he is aware that there is comfort in this sameness, there is devastation also because he desires change. He doesn't want to just be the only drummer boy. He doesn't even want the snare anymore. But something in his energies are not letting him access change, not allowing him to choose change for himself. It's like he's trapped in this. He can't change. He can't. He's even self-aware of this. He's telling me this, okay? He's basically, oh man, he's speaking in so many different ways. He acts very in tune. He acts very consistent. He acts like this is where it's at. I'm the drummer boy. I'm consistent. You can count on me. He acts this way, okay? But his eyes are like pleading with me, like, make it stop, make it stop, make it stop, make it stop. But his everything else is like right in the rhythm, right in line. So he's got mixed, his actions say drummer boy all the way, man, forever, drummer boy. But his eyes are like, make it stop, make drummer boy stop. You can't stop it. Why? Oh, man. Boy, this is interesting. Okay, so drummer boy is still in motion. He's over there. I'm looking over what? It's so weird. Like, why is my brain having a hard time identifying these direction? Okay, so there's west and then there's north. Northwest quadrant with the horse. Okay, there's my eyes go over there. Okay. They're saying to go to the energy in the southeast. The energy in the southeast has a mouth, and the mouth is constantly releasing black peppery spots. Like it's breathing out black pepper all the time. And the teeth are getting rotten for some reason. And in a way, this also is pleading to make it stop. Make something stop. Make something stop. Please make it stop. Start to see the teeth are disappearing. And there's a torture-esque energy about it. And the face is turning into a toothless face. And it starts to cry like a baby. And it screams in agony. And its little baby hand is reaching out for you. Its little baby hand is. And you can't translate the screaming. You can't translate it. You can't even face it. You can't be anything more than a horse stuck looking west. Baby is desperate. Oh man, you know, the center of all of this is your heart. Surprise! Why wouldn't it be? You know, like it's you. It's your heart, the heart of who you are. You know what I mean? In the center of this, I see like in the cross sections, it represents your heart, but it also represents your heart, the 4 quadrants. It seems like all this represents your heart. something in the way of God, some kind of divine intervention. It really wants to be defined as God. I mean, your classic, like, Zeus figure God. I mean, the big white and gray, oh, like super ridiculously thick, long hair and big beard, like, but super muscular and strong, and like maybe he's 500 years old and he's got that like attractive older guy thing going on there, but he looks like he's got like the face of like a 40-year-old or something. I don't know, like, you could visualize this. Like, he looks ridiculously strong and regal, good looking, um, like he could lift the Great Pyramid with his pinky or something. But then because of the color of his hair, it represents age, like he's old. And he's a god figure. Would that be like Odin or something like that? Like the runes have like represent their own god figures. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm watching the god figure who struck the sword down in the booms and the lightning bolts and thunder. But I also feel that there is conflict here in what God can do to help you and what God can do to change your circumstances. I don't understand why it is saying that God is not able to change your circumstances. Is what it's saying. You can't change your circumstances. Northwest can't change what Southeast can't change. God can't change it for you. Everything is just completely and utterly stuck, 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 stuck. It's not, I'm saying, well, it's not completely stuck. I mean, the baby's screaming, crying, like the pepper is still coming out, the teeth are rotting away. Like, there is events happening here. Maybe it's degradation. The degradation doesn't stop. And things are stuck in degradation, or things are stuck, like the drummer boy is still drumming, like the horse can't move, but yet, I mean, it can't face the baby, it can't walk away, it can't gallop. All it can do is stand there and kick its undercarriage. I mean, it's like kicking in its tail. It's funny to watch. Okay, you are in a massive stuck situation. I mean, not even God can unstick it. That's what this energy's saying. I'm going to go straight to your higher self. We're going to just take all this and I'm just going to set it over there and I'm just going to walk through the door and then there's your higher self. Okay, let's see what your higher self has to say. The reason why is because something of this energy is working with lots of symbolisms and lots of, it's like you want answers. Symbolisms give us provoking thoughts, gives us reflection, gives us wisdom, all that good stuff. So I'm going to your higher self and we're just going to get answers. Screw the wisdom, man. Let's get some freaking answers here. Okay, let's see what your higher self says. I just feel like I need to, okay? It's hard to, okay, the door that it apparently appears here related to your higher self, it's metallic blue and it's wood. It's metallic blue wood and it's cut into a rounded door and it's beams of wood. Like it's a kind of an old fashioned door, rounded top, but the wood planks are together. It's weird though. It's cool. It's cool. Okay, so that's the door, and there's like a hanging round handle, and it's just like made out of metal, and so I'm just pulling the door open. Okay, and your higher self is very interesting, made out of black ink, and represents a lot of things. Okay. Oh man, I don't even know if I can talk through this. So the black ink version of your higher self is here, there. Is kind of shifts places, shifts positions. All the while in this is actual room, there's a man who is writing, and it's kind of like a ink and feather pen in a book. He's writing, maybe it's diary or journal or something. And it seems like this massive, long, ridiculous long desk. Like it's bigger than a super long table that 20 people could sit at. And it's a desk. It's like this big, long desk. And it's just him. And the black ink moves around the room as the man writes in his journal. And the black ink moves around the room as the man writes in his journal. I mean, it keeps repeating that. And the black ink moves around the room as the man writes in his journal. And he's using black ink, so maybe he's writing in the words of his higher self. The man is writing in the words of his higher self. Behind closed doors, he is doing this. Oh, man, your higher self is freaking crazy. Okay, so right eye. Okay, my right eye is looking over here, and I see it. I see another version of your higher self right over here. Let's see if I can describe what I see, because this ink thing is still happening, and simultaneously there's a developing overlay, and I see another image appearing. He represents everything getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's cubes. It's like not where you open the box, there's a smaller box. It's like there's a cube, and then it's like I don't know why that cube pushes out another cube, and then that cube pushes out another cube, and then that cube pushes out another cube. But the cubes get infinitely smaller, like forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. When will it ever stop? When will it ever stop? And I start to see this man and the ink that goes around the room. It's a cube shape, and so the ink's like moving around the room, and it's moving around the room, and it's moving around the room, and it's maybe it's thoughts circulating around and around and around inside your head, and the thoughts just keep going. When will they ever stop? Okay, now the writer is becoming overwhelmed, and something rips his face in half and peeling away the skin. There is something that comes out of his face, and it's a very Joker like face. It's kind of like an overextended jaw, a big smile, and kind of wild Jokery like eyes, and then it's got black wispy hair, and it's kind of bluish in color actually, and he's mischievous. He laughs really hysterically over watching people like trip and fall on their face, sit on a tack, he's like I don't know, like it's like weird things. It's not going to end your life, it's not going to be the end of you, but it is going to be loud, and it is going to be annoying, and it is going to be hilarious. It would have to be a little bit painful, just a little bit painful, and loud enough that you'll never forget it. And he freaking loves it, man. He's laughing hysterically about it. And he keeps showing me that he's going to put a tack on the chair, and then you're going to sit on it. You're going to sit on a tack. It's actually going to go in your butt. It's going to go in there. It's going to hurt. But it's not going to like really hurt you, but it's going to hurt, you know. And it's going to be so funny. It's going to be so funny. He's like this, okay? He's so energetically loud. He's so loud, and he's so loud. I almost kind of want to start laughing myself, because his laughter is infectious somehow. I don't know how, but when he laughs, like he just, it's starting to become it's changing. It's turning into tears. That it's not funny anymore. It's not funny anymore. Oh, it's terrible. It's freaking so bad. You wouldn't even believe what this is. What if you had a mischievous side of yourself? let's say you lived some lifetimes and you played pranks that weren't really that funny, but you just thought it was so funny. And there was an opposing side because these souls were starting to complain to the universe about you. And the energy got so foul that you ended up having to basically live their suffering, and you didn't know that it was on that level. You had no idea that it was upsetting people so loud that it was actually ripping chunks out of their soul. To sit on attack is no big deal. It is a big deal. Who in their right mind wants to sit on attack? Screw you, dude. Screw you. And they show me um really bad, okay? Where there was an opposing process here of reconciling all of that for all those souls, and it sucked bad. One of them is specifically you were forced to give to have one of your eyes gouged out. You had to. It's like an eye for an eye for an eye. So they show me you screaming, and there's a spoon, and the spoon is going in, and the eye is being removed, and you're screaming, and you're. It's not funny, but it doesn't matter. This is how you. This is what you do to others. Now you will be done unto you, and it's horrible, man. This I see the story of your soul is your soul wakes up, and I mean, I don't know how to explain this next thing. Oh man, this overwhelms my heart, but you guys you guys know what the feeling is when you have kids and you don't want to watch them go through that hard lesson, and then they go through it and they say something really profound, and it makes you like proud and disturbed at the same time. Like they learned a powerful lesson that you never wanted them to have to like experience that grossness part of human life, and then they said something wise, and it just like it was beautiful and it was horrible because I mean you only say those wise things when you go through the lesson and you learn it right. And it is, he's like this right now. He's emanating that energy like he's saying the wise thing. And he can't take back the decisions that he made. And he can serve a purpose in reconciling that if those souls feel very strongly that he needs to. He actually came to each and every one of them and actually apologized and offered to live a life to relinquish the hurt that he had caused. You actually did this, okay? And there was such a benevolence and an apologetic energy to it that God himself, I mean, I'm showing that then God saw you and was moved by you, moved by your movement to actually without withholding anything, without fear, without actually stand up and say, I did wrong and I'm going to make it right. What is going to make it right to you? And if I need to relive in your shoes, I will do that. I will do that. And so you do this incredible shift and you are seen by God. That's what the image is. God turns his head and he sees you do this. And his heart is vibrationally moved, very loudly moved. And I feel it in my heart like, whoa, whoa. But God can't come to you. Only you can discover the mysteries. Only you can discover the mysteries. God can't tell you directly. You feel moved and you follow through with that inspiration. And then you move God. And then God feels that. I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. You capture God's attention. You capture God's heart. You've moved God's heart, okay? Big time. This feels like a long time ago. This feels like a long time ago. Like you're you've come a long way. Like, it's almost laughable to say that you've come a long way because it's like this is like your beginnings or something, okay? It even feels like what we would create in a fantasy. It feels like this was a beginning world, that magical place or something, where there was also a mixture between magic and practicality. I mean, I've come across realms like this. There's a reason why we feel attracted to writing stories about these realms, because somewhere in all of time and space there are these realms and our souls have experienced lifetimes in them, you know? Okay. What else about this rune? God is wanting to tell you about this rune, okay? But God can't just tell you directly. It's like God speaks through these symbolisms. I'm like, I'm gonna find another door to your higher self. Symbolisms again. Okay, let's just see what comes next. Okay. I see a very old man. This does not represent God. It's more like it reminds me of Archangel Metatron. Is who it reminds me of. Sitting on a couch all by himself, looking at a fireplace. The fire is great and lit in the fireplace, which the fireplace is large. It's a big fireplace. The couch he's sitting on is red. It's very basic fabric. It's not like velvet or something. But there's heavy wood in the room. Like there's a wooden table in front of this red couch, and everything's like kind of pulled back a bit. And there's a heavy wood that creates the mantle. There's wood that creates the fire itself. And I see Metatron is without the sound of thought in his head. He is staring into the fire and has no thought. And I see you and Metatron are one, because I see Metatron disappear and then you are in his place sitting there. It's just you. I don't see Metatron at all anymore. This is just you sitting there. You are lost or bored, or this is what you tell me. Oh man, I don't know if I can do this justice. Let's just say when life becomes so dull or so boring, life itself has lost its thought. There's no thought left. There are no thoughts left. When life is without thought, it is without heart, or without sensation of life. And this you on the couch is looking into the quadrants. Oh man. Wow. I don't know what to say about this. The unexpected happens. When you look at the quadrants, you have a bubble. It's like a little kitty thing. There's a little bubble jar, and then there's the bubble wand, and then you blow bubbles into that scene with the four quadrants. And I start to hear what is the sound of children playing tag in a big field, and the sensation of dandelions and the wind that blows the seeds, and the sensation of the meaning of life, basically. I mean, you just did it all in a split moment. And it comes from a place of deep learning and development and honor and respect of souls, and acknowledging when you have done wrong and choosing to rectify the wrong. I mean, and it is really fine-tuned. That approach is so fine-tuned. It's like something you're known for. As this feels so fine-tuned that you will always follow through. You will always follow through. And that's why the drummer boy keeps drumming, because he can't stop, because you can't ever stop following through. You will always follow through. Something in that is going to change, because you have, in order for you to for your branches to continue to go in different directions, you're going to have to, in a way, not follow through anymore. Not be consistent. Change your beat. It's like violating everything your soul represents to do that. It's like impossible, you know? And because you're so strong-willed in that, like you're so dedicated to that, you're just not dedicated, it's just who you are. It's kind of like who you are, okay? Something weird happens, and I feel the brush of creation is the only way I could describe it. It's like this paintbrush creates a world. It's like a Disney event, you know? It's like really old school. Like there's the paintbrush, and then it's creating a world that we walk into and we experience, you know? And the paintbrush paints away the way that it's always been now, and paints it in a new way, as though it never was like that before, never had been like that, because the energy is so shifted and it's so yet familiar, as though it always was like this, that it can't really be questioned, although it still can be, because there's the memory of the other. It's like a quantum leap, basically. It's like a quantum leap. It's the only way I could describe it. Quantum leap. And when the paintbrush effortlessly does this, nothing feels stuck. And it wasn't God that did that. I don't, what did it? What is the quantum leap? The quantum leap did that. Your higher self did that? I don't know. Like, what did that? It just brushed over the quadrants, and the energy shifted, and it just felt so natural, like it always been this way, and you're free. You're just, you can turn if you want to turn, you can gallop, you can whatever, horse. What happened? Okay, they're showing me how that happened. Oh man, this feels very emotional for me. It's again, it comes back to, oh wow. I don't know if I can I don't know if I can do justice in explaining this. It's as wholesome and as moving as when you're a kid. Again, that I feel so sad that you had to go through that, and then you said the right thing, and that makes, I don't know why, it makes me so proud and devastated at the same time. It moves me into a way that I don't even know how, I don't know how to not accept that wholeheartedly, and then how to accept it, because that's like you had to go through the gross side of reality, you know what I mean? It like, but it's so beautiful, you know? What you did was, you heard me, you acknowledged, I'm gonna try, okay? You took a part of yourself, and you took a part of yourself away. And when that part of yourself was taken away, all the energy shifted so that it could be a new thing. So what about that energy? It got taken away. Where, what is it doing now? They say that gave a gift to you. That's what you do anyway. You always do this. You always do this. You are always doing this. You learned your lesson as what is like a trickster. You learned your lesson as a trickster. So hardcore. Like you knew, how do I explain your soul? How do I explain your soul's decisions? How do I explain your higher self? How do I explain all of this? An aspect of all that you are gave a gift to another aspect of all that you are, which is also one with all that you are. Okay, so you could say you separated from yourself, and the part that chose to separate it did it as a gift to you, in order to then shift your energy so that this aspect of himself, aspect of you, could now experience new branches of life, new branches of life. And now they're not helping me understand what happens with this you, but it's all gift giving. It's all like it's such pure love. It's such pure generosity. It's pure. It's generosity does not do it justice. Pure love does not do it justice. Holy Spirit doesn't do it justice. Like, what language does that justice? It's inconceivable what the generosity was that just took place there. But you do that. You seem to do that. It's your thing you do. I don't know. And own it. Like, embrace it. Receive it. Receive it. And it just rewrites the vibes to the point that it felt like it always was this way. Overwhelms my third eye and crown chakra. Overwhelms my heart. Overwhelms my ears. The screaming baby and the horse are now one. Ugh. And the horse, like, when the screaming baby merges with the heart of the horse, the screams from the baby have to be so loud, so undeniably loud, that it's going to break down the structures that have been built there in order to basically kickstart your heart, to activate your heart, to bust it down, whatever walls you got up here, to break it down. And that screaming baby needs to be screaming in order to break down what the buildup has been here and what's created the drummer boy to be stuck. All of it has been divinely guided. All of it's been divinely, I don't know how divinely guided could be so intricately and phenomenally amazing. Like, when you understand the intricacies of divinely guided, it'll blow your freaking mind. It's amazing. So Screaming Baby is now in your heart, and it's a good thing, okay? It seemed like not a good thing, but it is actually everything you need. Okay. And I see that the vibes from this baby's mouth vibrate so loud. I mean, it's vibrating so loud, it's shattering everything you got going on in there. Because it's all walls. It's all what created you to get stuck, okay? And the screaming baby is, I mean, there's something here about this, like, quite wise, actually. I'm really dumbfounded by it. Screaming Baby represents a being of wisdom, spirit of wisdom. Actually kicks you in the butt. I literally, as I say spirit of wisdom, I see another mischievous face. This one is red, okay? And it's like eyebrows are like going up and down, like and then it grows a giant foot, and then this giant foot hose into your horse butt and kicks you, and you go to like a somersault in the air and then go plump with your like legs out, and then the red one is like like that. It's funny. I get it. It's funny. This is cartoony. This isn't like real life. It's like really cartoony, and it is really funny cartoon. I like it. But the red one has a mischievous nature, but knows when. It's almost like knows when to be mischievous and when to not be. When it's appropriate, when it's not appropriate. You need that energy to balance you, because you have a mischievous spirit, and it's part of who you are. So for you to, it's so it's so weird. You got it wrong. A long time ago, you definitely got it wrong. The mischievous spirit was not good. It wasn't funny, okay? And but they're kind of showing me that mischievous is a part of who you are. And so being mischievous is actually very healthy for you. Now to understand what is healthy mischievous and not healthy mischievous, um, balance mischief, um, keeping the mischievous side in happy balance. Okay, so it gets its like mischievous kicks. Um, is that a funny joke that just like it literally did get a mischievous kick in the rear? So you get your mischievous kicks out, okay, and then but you do it in a way that everybody's laughing, not just you, but everybody's actually kind of charmed by it. It was funny, you know. And it's not to hurt anybody, it's just to kind of tease or something. It's just to be silly. It's very healthy for you to say that something like, I'm mischievous, but I'm mischievous in a way where everybody's laughing, everybody's charmed by it. And that feels good. Your heart feels good when you say that. It's like you like you would be the whoopee cushion person, and you would be I don't know, like an April Fool's joker. Like you would be somebody like that. That's the energy that comes to me here, because I see funny humor that is, it's like it could be embarrassing, but it doesn't hurt anybody, and it is funny, and it is, you know, whatever. It creates a memorable moment. Okay. All right. So what else about the rune? Ah, now that the red is in your heart or in your quadrant, then I see Zeus or Odin or like the god figure start to spin. Actually, the quadrants, all four directions, is spinning it really, 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 really fast. So fast I can't see anything anymore except the sword that marks the center of it all. And it's spinning really, really fast. Okay. Spins so fast that everything starts to fly in every direction until there's nothing left but energy, basically. There's no density left. There's no density left. There's just energy, breathable energy. And you start to feel like who you are. And who you are, I feel who you are is in the fabric of space and the stars, like, but it is wise. It is very ancient. It's timeless. I don't, how can I explain that exactly? But it's whole. It feels so whole for you to feel this way as even a human being, to be feel this whole in your heart, in your life. But it's like a perfect balance between human and spirit. It really is perfect balance. That's how it feels to me. Beautiful like that. Hmm. That right now we're there. There's a meditative process. There's silence and meditative process. And there is no deep part of who you are, because there's nothing separating you from a deep part of yourself. So the only way we could define deep is if there was a separation from some level of you here and some level of you down here. There's some kind of separation that would then create those distinctions. But once the spinning took place and everything turned to energy, there was nothing separating you from the deep part of yourself, which now there is no deep part of yourself, because you are just free to be you. You're just you now, okay? You're just you. Oh God. Okay. Now they show me one more scene here where you are suddenly like you just took your first breath, but it was a you where your heart stopped beating. Then you went to this other dimension. It actually feels like a real lifetime where you had an event where your heart stopped beating, And it feels like not recent, like where you got the CPR or whatever, and then your heart started again. Whatever they do, the zapping machine. um, it feels like another lifetime, another place, and just some event, your heart just stopped beating, and you had a after death experience, and then you came back into yourself and continued the life. But something, some kind of beacon or node was left remaining, and now here in the present through this session, the true final breath returns to that you. And this is a very long time ago. I don't know how to explain it, but I see the universe. I see you waking up after a near death experience. I see, did you get kicked in the heart by a horse in that experience? And I see you just got hit really hard in the chest and you fell and you're in like a pasture. And it's like it stopped your heart and you needed that experience only for you to return. But you didn't, that lifetime wasn't fully complete because you had still remnants of you. Now we've collected it and brought it back to you in that timeline. So now you can bring more back to that timeline. I don't know if you're going to relive it or what, but yeah, it's all like coming together here. But I experience you waking up in the stars, and it's paralleling waking up in a pasture from a near-death experience, and you're breathing for like the first time. Like you died and came back to life. But now it's like you didn't die because you never died, or you were reborn, or you're a new person, or, I mean, it's like a new breath, like you're a newborn baby, but you're waking up as a man. But it's the breath of a newborn baby. It's waking up after a near-death experience. It's waking up from being kicked really hard in the chest by a horse. Like they're showing me these overlays, okay? You're breathing, and again, you're resting peacefully, comfortably. And you ask, when is this ever gonna stop? Like, when will the pain subside? You say something like, when will the pain subside? When will this pain stop? It's something like this, okay? Is it Odin? Like, there is a god figure, the same god figure is coming. He calls you my son. He says, my son. He puts his hand on your chest, and you actually have no heart. It's removed. It's creepy to see it from this angle because that's not what it felt like. And now from this angle, there's literally no heart there. And he puts his hand over your heart in this hole. And you're this being of the universe. And you're written in the stars. I see your body connects stars and creates a body in the stars, like a person in the stars. And I start to see the recreation of your heart is the rebirth of who you are, is the mending of your path, is the reconciliation of much, is a transformation of your soul, is the new branching upon the tree of life, of your soul's story, of the man in the stars, of who you are. And you say, but I need this to be the truth. Like, I need this to be real. Don't just tell me, and it sounds good. Like, tell me because it is the truth. Like, you literally kind of grab his hand and say, don't lie to me. You say that to him. To Odin, to Zeus, to God. Like, you say that to him. You literally take it and say, don't lie to me. This is the truth, right? Don't lie to me. When you say that, I see the echo of a man has been punched in the face. The echo of the man's been punched in the face. The echo of the man that's been punched in the face. The echo of the man's, and it just over and over and over and over and over. It's like a little echo that says, just 5 more times. You know, just 5 more times, just 5 more times, just 5 more times. Like, it's like this feeling like you're almost through to the other side, but you'll never get there. It's terrible. It's terrible. You're almost there. You're almost there. You'll never get there. You're almost there, though. Ha ha ha. You're almost there. You're not there. You'll never get there. It's funny. You know, it's so you're like, don't lie to me. Don't tell me what I want to hear. Is this real? That's what you're saying. Odin just disappears. You have a whole heart. You don't have a hole where your heart is. You have a whole heart now. It's mended. And you literally stand up from out of a jelly substance. You look like a new person. You look like a new man. You look like you have transitioned from one reality to another reality. It's like a quantum leap event. And these are all weird dreams that are just being washed away now. Almost like your life was just a weird dream. And now you're finally living your actual life, your real life. It's all getting very quiet. There's still images that are coming to me. And as you can see, it's kind of like things are getting a little bit, you know, kind of like if you have to back into a parking spot and then you kind of, you hit and miss and hit and miss and hit until you just get it right in there, you know? Me, for instance, backing into a parking spot. All right. So this journey is getting like this herky-jerky sensation of like, are we there yet? Yeah. No, we're not. Are we there yet? Yeah. No, we're not. Are we there yet? Yeah. No, we're not. Seriously, are we there yet? I don't know. What does that mean to your life? Sorry. I wish I could like have an Urkel snort right there. Like, like an Urkel moment. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Is it over yet? I'm just like literally asking anything else about this rune here. Okay. You just have so many dynamic sides. It's like one door that closes, another door opens forever. I mean, you just have so many dynamic sides that I don't know. It feels like it's important. It needs to be looked at. It feels vibrationally like not entirely about this rune. It feels like it's kind of in its own arena. So we'll just take a look at it real quick, okay? It's darkness. And it's darkness that's trying to push through a door. And the door is shut tight, but it's seeping through the cracks around the door. And when I look through the door and look through the darkness, I see thousands of horses. And they're all the same one. They're like a classic brown horse with like the black mane hair. And this horse is creepy. Because this horse is many, and then when it comes into one horse, it's almost like so powerful. Like the horse could lead the army. The horse could. It's not the human that leads the army. It's the freaking horse that leads the army. And the horse tells everybody else what to do. Like, it's very powerful. This horse is very powerful. And this horse is wild and free, but it's not. Because you won't let the horse out. So I guess it does still have something to do with this rune. It's part of who you are. and you're a wild horse that is in captivity, and it's creating anger that you've closed the door to contain it, to maintain, I guess, whatever we do to maintain. Like, I have manners, I won't talk back, I'll contain the wild horse within in order to be appropriate in society. But it's like the mischievous you are mischievous, you are a wild horse. So you need to work with who you are. You need to let that out. You need to let out who you are, because you've contained it too much, or you've maybe molded and shaped it into too appropriate for society. It's just, it's good, right? But it's not. It's vivacity. Is that the word? It's like it's missing its heart, basically. So we're gonna let this wild horse out. And you can't for some reason. I mean, you reach your hand out to the black doorknob and you turn it and the door doesn't open. And you kind of don't want it to, because you don't know what that's going to do. Because once the wild horse is out, you may not be able to contain it. You don't know what you're going to be like. You might become dark. I mean, you basically say that wild horse, me, I could shift and become a problem, like a problem person. And I don't want to be that. I did that. I don't want to be that. So you're kind of emanating this. I have you become the door. I have you become the darkness. I have you become the many horses and the horse as one. I have you become the message from the horse itself. I have you become yourself, wanting to open the door but not able to, simultaneously not wanting to open the door. Have you become all of this so you can feel yourself as everything? Yeah, you put too much energy into containing or controlling or making sure you're doing the right thing. And you need to make some mistakes. You need to slip up a bit. You need to not be. You need to make some mistakes. You need to screw up. You need to. The drummer boy is like, if Elton John got one note wrong on the piano, it'd be like, what? You need to do that. You need the drummer boy get off the beat or accidentally hit the side of the drum or something corrupt happens. Is it really that corrupt? It's just a little mistake. It's Elton John, man. He doesn't screw up. It's like, you got to do that. Okay? You nod. I have to be not me to be more like myself. Because what I am right now is not me. So then it's going to feel like I am being not me in order to be like myself. Because right now I am not me. Gosh, I wish there was just, why can't we just intuitively just know what to do? We overthink things. But yeah, that you said it right there. You really did say it right there. But you can say it perfectly, but how do you merge with that perfect way of saying things? How do you become it? Become what you're saying? You're gonna have to screw up. You need to create an action that is bad. And it's really not that bad. It's just gonna feel bad. But it's actually not going to be bad to anybody who looks at it from the outside. It is going to feel bad to you, but it's not going to be. It's going to set the wild horse within you free. It's going to set you free. It's going to help you be who you are. Okay? Thank you for this so much. Thank you so much for this. All right. What an awesome experience that was. Okay, I was just like, what was that? That's so cool. Lots to think about today. All right. Thank you again. Thank you so much for introducing us to you and this rune here. Very interesting message for us about you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, everybody, for watching and for all your love here, all your kind comments and support of my clients. Have a great day, everybody.